As a driven dentist, you see the world differently. Where some see scarcity, you see abundance. When others want to give up, you keep going. You're building an amazing life of significance. That means you can't rely on ordinary advice from ordinary advisors to get to your goals. You want advice that's going to help maximize your net worth so you can take even better care of the people you love, the causes you care about, and make your dent in the universe. But the fact is, this advice remains hidden because relatively few professionals are well versed in them, and the extremely affluent don't care to let you know about them. Join us as we pull back the curtain to reveal the often hidden advice and strategies used by today's most successful individuals and families. Welcome to Dental Wealth Nation. Here's your host, Tim McNeely.
Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Dental Wealth Nation. And if you run a dental practice, if you run an organization, you know how important your employees are to your success. But sometimes it can be a little hard to get everyone pulling in the same direction and really create an amazing experience for all your team members. And by the time we finish today, you're going to know how you can create an even more engaged employee culture. You're going to have insights and strategies from someone who has built a work culture and been recognized for it, right? We've got a guest today whose workplace was named one of the best places to work by Inc. magazine. So you're going to have insights into that. But most importantly of all, you're going to feel excited and engaged to go back and really craft an amazing employee experience. And here today to share with us is Andrew Phillips. Andrew is co-founder of the Phillips Group. He's a good friend, and I'm just so excited that he is here to share because he really has built an amazing culture. And that's why I wanted him to come on and share with you how you can build an even better workplace for your employees, and in the process, create a better team and enjoy even more success. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Tim. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be on here. I've always been a fan of the Dental Wealth Nation show, and really listen to all the podcasts and everything. And so the opportunity to even be on this is really, I'm humbled by it, frankly. And so thank you. And I also want to thank anybody who watches or listens to this for taking the time to really do your part to really be proactive in building this amazing life of significance. And the thing that I wanted to really touch on today, and I think that Tim mentioned earlier, is employee engagement, employee experience, because in addition to working on yourself to make your own life an amazing life of significance, there's this your staff's lives as well, and so we'll get into that. But first of all, thank you very much, Tim, for having me on.
Oh, it's such a joy, and you wouldn't be here unless you've earned it. And that's the thing. You have not just said these things, you've actually accomplished them. And that's why I wanted you to share with our audience today, because, right, you've certainly had some struggles in the workplace and getting to where you are now. So for people who aren't familiar with the Phillips Group and the amazing work that you do in the dental space with helping dentists really optimize in their financial worlds, give us a little bit of background of what you do and how you do it.
Sure. So the Phillips Group is a healthcare exclusive accounting, tax, and advisory firm. We work with all different verticals within healthcare, but 85% of our client base, so the vast majority, are dentists. That was our first vertical. That is our largest. That's where most of our headspace goes into. But we do work with all professionals in healthcare. What we do for them is, sure, accounting and tax. That's the nuts and bolts, but that's a lot of firms do that. Where we really stand out is our proactive advisory services. We always tell clients or prospective clients, if you've heard of a new tax strategy in your study club and you didn't hear it from us first, we failed you. Because we want our clients to be the ones telling their friends, oh, this is what my accountant told me. This is this new thing that's out, and back in the, during COVID, it was provider relief funds and everything else going on. And we're staying on the forefront of tax law and the changes. especially as administrations change or may not change. And so that's what we do best, is we advise our clients. Accounting and tax, that comes with it. We do that, but we like to have a hand in advising our clients throughout their career and their life. Another thing I just want to add real quick is the reason that a lot of people don't like to have these conversations with their clients about their goals is they're worried that they're going to get billed for it. And the difference for us is it's just all included in our pricing. And so we want to have conversations constantly with our clients so that they can say, hey, should I buy this piece of equipment? Should I buy or lease my next car? Whatever it is. And so that's where we really shine.
Wow. And one of the ways you deliver that is you have to deliver that through people and through a team and through employees.
Exactly.
And so talk to me a little bit about the role that your employees do play in actually delivering this incredible service.
Well, we're a full service firm, and we couldn't be as big of a full service firm with as many clients as we have without an amazing team behind us. So at the top of the org chart is my wife, Laura Phillips, who's an enrolled agent. She's our CEO, and myself. But we have team members from accountants to tax associates, senior level accountants, and all the way down to interns. And it is our team who really steps up. They really are excellent in what they do. And they also, because the whole company specializes in healthcare, they do as well. So when they're doing accounting for one of their clients, they know when they look at a Shine or a Nobel or whatever it is, they know what they are, and they're not confused by it. And so that's kind of one of the benefits of working with a firm like us. On the flip side, it's really hard to find staff it's hard for anyone to find staff in this day and age, especially post coronavirus. But it's especially hard to find staff who are so specialized in that, and so that's where building this extremely this extreme focus on employee engagement. That's why it's so important. Because once you do find that staff, you want to keep them, and ideally you want to be able to recruit from the big leagues, and that's what we do.
Wow. Well, and so often though, that employee engagement can be a little bit tough for people to get. I know certainly the doctors that you and I have the privilege of serving, right? The team may not be functioning quite the way they want. We know they're important, and we know we can't really deliver those great results without the team. But we don't always feel that the team is really as engaged and as passionate as we are. And so, what are some specific practices that you've started putting in place in the Phillips Group? Because I really do want to recognize you for the award that you won from Inc. magazine. This is no small feat. You were named one of the best places to work. And so I want to dive into just really what started this journey, and then what are some of those specific practices. And so when did you really start to focus on building this culture of engagement at the Phillips Group?
A few years ago, back in 2021, that we really wanted to kind of change the direction of how we handled our recruiting and retention. And we looked at the numbers, and there's so many polls and surveys and so much research and evidence out there showing that that employee engagement matters, especially to younger generations of workers. And so I think it was in 2022 or 23, Gallup, which is a major research company, said that 70% of employees, 70 would change jobs just to find a place where they felt more valued. 70%. And so how do you show them that you value them? And that's kind of what some of these things are. And so, in addition to, let me back up. So for us, we kind of had to look at the full picture. How can we show the employees that we appreciate them? Benefits, pay, work environment. And when I say work environment, I mean the actual office itself, as well as like the ergonomic desk chairs and everything like that. Lighting is important. How the office smells. everything to make things as comfortable as possible for an employee. Now, in a dental office, it's different, but there's a lot that you can still do there. Bright, harsh lights are harsh on the eyes, and if you're in that all day long, you don't want that. You just start to dread it. And so, and then even before that, the hiring practices. How do you go about hiring? How do you, what kinds of things are you looking for? Are you inclusive? In addition to the Inc. magazine making the list for best workplaces, we also made the list for Orange County Business Journals. They honored us for our inclusivity within the workplace as well. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that, everything goes into this whole mantra of employee engagement.
Yeah. Well, and actually, let's just define that term, right? How do you think about employee engagement, and what does that mean to you and your staff when you think about employee engagement?
For me, employee engagement it's just the idea that the employee feels valued and they actually enjoy what they do. They know that what they do in the company makes a difference to that company. And then by extension, that makes a difference to them. And this feeling of just being comfortable day in and day out, and knowing that the management or the owners of the company genuinely care about them and about what they care about. And to me, that is employee engagement. I don't like to call my company a family. To me, that's disingenuous. I know that we are not their family. But what we are is we are their workplace. We are professional, but we love them all the same. And so that's kind of that's how I see employee engagement.
Wow. Well, and is right. So I hear that, right? Like praising employees. And so is it the type thing where it's as simple as, right, someone does a good job and you go, hey, great job. Or is there more to employee engagement than just that?
Yeah. I mean, so it is as simple as showing appreciation. And often what I say to my staff is, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you. You've done a great job. Even if it's a little thing and it's not like a big, they didn't go out of their way to do something. They didn't do something that was above and beyond their normal task. Even when they just complete their task, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And it just, who doesn't like being thanked? So there is that aspect, but then it's above and beyond. It's looking for unusual benefits, that might not even cost the company that much, but help the employee, or taking time sometimes to shut down the office and just give the staff either the afternoon off, or we have them all go out and do something to kind of build this camaraderie. Sometimes it's giving a company credit card to one of the staff members. They all go out to get lunch without you, because frankly, sometimes you want to complain about your boss a little bit in a comfortable environment. I get it. It's okay. And so there's so many different aspects, but it's thinking about it from not from your shoes, but from their shoes. What would make it comfortable? What would make it inviting? What would make it inclusive for them?
Wow. No, such powerful stuff. And have you noticed a change in your staff, right? How is treating staff like those, valued team members? Has that had any impact on your company?
Well, I think so. We've kept the same staff that we have now for a long time. Many of them started as interns, and they worked their way up into senior level positions as accountants and tax associates. So yeah, I do think that it has had a tremendous impact on them. And then I also know that some of the benefits that we offer has had impacts on the staff members' lives themselves.
Wow.
For example, one of the things that we offer is we do unlimited paid vacation, but we also do paid vacation reimbursements. I know it sounds crazy, but when you treat your staff like adults, they treat the job like adults as well.
Hmm.
And nobody goes off for 6 months at a time. And so the paid vacation reimbursement is the real unusual step where basically we pay them when they're on vacation and then we pay for their vacation. And yeah, I know it sounds crazy. And we do that up to a limit and a certain percentage of our revenue for the year and everything. But what that has done, it's enabled some staff members to take vacations to go places that they wouldn't ordinarily have done on their own. One of our staff members used that to fly to Germany, which he said that he would never have been able to do by himself. He's more of a junior staff member. One of our more senior staff members used it to pay for a super romantic trip with his girlfriend, who he then proposed to and his fiance. So these are things that it was introduced as a benefit, and frankly, as a benefit, in that sense, it was introduced to benefit the employees and also the company, because that's really what an employee benefit should do. But it really benefited their lives as well. And that's something that we're trying to do and trying to change moving forward with other companies as well. I think when people realize that, the science is there, when you treat your employees right, when you value them, when you give them this time off, when they come back refreshed and relaxed, they're more productive and it's better for business.
Wow, that's amazing. And I want to touch on that a little bit too, right? Have you noticed things like less sick days or more engagement or productivity go up as you do this?
Yes, far less sick days being used. The productivity has definitely shot up in the past couple of years. Like I said, part of the part of the vacation reimbursement is tied to our annual revenue. And so every month we have a team meeting where all of our members of a team, even the remote ones, call in. Everybody is there and present. And we talk about things like our revenue, what the change has been since the previous month, and a number of other things that pertain to revenue, so that the employee feels engaged in that aspect. They know that what they're doing, the work that they're working on as they're billing out, goes to that revenue, and that revenue then gets split by the employees in the form of this benefit. And so when we started doing that, it was a little bit unusual at first. It felt a little bit, it's not a common benefit, so it felt weird to everyone at first to do this. But it didn't take long for people to realize the work that I'm doing matters. Each individual client, what I'm billing out, it matters because it goes into this pot and it gets split by all of us to take these amazing vacations. And so I think that it has absolutely driven our pretty amazing increase in productivity and revenue.
Wow, well, right, and that's such an interesting way to approach it, because now the employees actually realize, oh, hey, the revenue that I help generate, right, by keeping clients happy, by serving them well, by doing a good job, right, providing a top quality service, they realize, oh, wait, part of that actually benefits me. It doesn't just all flow up to the top, and you've really created an
Exactly.
environment where everyone wins, right? The clients, the employees, and you as the owners, right? It's a scenario where everyone wins. And that's so brilliant and so good that you've done that. Now, I know one thing that I'm certainly thinking, and maybe you're thinking as you're listening to this too, is right. Costs have been skyrocketing out of control lately, Andrew. Right? Inflation's everywhere. Costs are going up, and so how can you think about like even adding benefits with costs going up and up? How can someone think about about how do you do this? How can you build a more engaged workforce and add benefits without adding a lot of cost?
I look at the major software companies as my model. And if
Hmm.
you look at them and the benefits that they provide a wild amount of benefits, more than I would even say, someone should do, a business should do, and certainly not a small business like ours. But by doing so, let's use Google as an example. They get thousands of applicants for one job position because people want to work there. And so what that does is it allows them to pull the cream of the crop. And because of that, their their productivity, what their product goes up. And so I would argue that not having uh, a strong benefits package or strong overall compensation package is more costly than having one.
Wow.
Because if you're struggling to keep employees or to recruit employees, maybe you should look at other things beyond just pure compensation. Maybe it's the work environment. Maybe it's the benefits packages. There could be a number of things, but those are recruitment right now is incredibly competitive, especially within dental offices. And so I would argue it's more costly not to do that.
Wow. Wow, very, very powerful, and I think you're correct on that, right? The competition is so fierce, and so you found that these strategies help not just attract and retain, but really kind of keep the employees around for the long term, then too.
Exactly. Our staff, they've told me they wouldn't leave when we have to do these Inc. magazine or these other Orange County Business Journal, these other lists that we've done. They have to. Everyone takes a survey, and the organization surveys every single staff member to ask them about their engagement. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. It shows when we make these lists that the staff are happy because we are constantly rolling out and revising and taking a look at our benefits and everything that we offer our staff. And we're able to do that. I mean, it's in a way it's snowballing uphill in that you think of a snowball, it gets bigger and bigger and worse as it goes down. But once we started making some changes, it became easier and easier to make more changes because our productivity and our revenue went up. And so it snowballed upwards. And so I would tell people, just start making some small changes and the easy ones, the ones that don't cost as much. And then as things get better and people are more engaged and you're able to recruit a little bit better, then you can start adding some other stuff in. And you can't ever stop, because other practices, they won't stop, and you need to be at the forefront. And so, but you got to start somewhere and start with something easy and small.
Yeah. So, right, if one of your clients were to call you up and say, Andrew, I just heard, or I heard your interview, and I want to implement, right, a small tangible benefit to start building more employee engagement, and right, things are tight right now. What would you recommend? Like, how can they even get started on this path?
Well, that's a hard one because it really depends on what they already have. So I would want to take a look at their benefits as they already have them, and then go from there. So if
So
if
let's
they're
say
not
they've got the
offering,
standard healthcare and 401k and maybe some paid time off. What else might they consider?
easy things that people like, are showing that you value them and their families and the things that they care about. So, for example, just recently, I introduced that all of our employees can get, I think it's a pretty big discount from a pet insurance company for life, right? And it insures their pet. They still have to pay something to the company, but insures their pet for the life of the pet at this major discount. It cost me nothing. I just reached out to the company and I said, hey, if my employees reach out, I just started the conversation. It didn't cost me nothing. It cost me about 25 minutes of my time. That's what it cost me. I don't pay anything for them to have that discount. And yet the staff knows that I was thinking about them. I was thinking about their pets. I know that I love my pets, and they are my family. And so maybe they're in the same boat as me. I'm thinking about them. I care. I set it up. That's all it cost me. So there are a number of little things that you can add that don't cost very much, if anything, that can really improve quality of life for your staff. Now, not everybody has pets, or not everybody cares about something like that. But even if you make that change for one person, they'll feel it. They'll know.
Yeah.
There's other things. Insurances. Are you covering? Are you looking at disability? Are you looking at life insurance? Life insurance for a whole office, $50,000 of life insurance doesn't cost very much. But it just shows that, hey, I care about you. I care about, if something were to happen to you, I would want your family to be taken care of. It doesn't cost very much, but you're saying something. There's other, like I said, there's other insurances. There's revamping vacation or bonus structures. There's a number of things that you can do, but it kind of starts with seeing what you have.
Yeah. Now you've also done some benefits that are tied to charities and actually helping your employees be more generous, haven't you?
Yes. So we do unlimited, in addition to the unlimited paid vacation, we also offer unlimited paid volunteer time. And so that's something where an employee can just let us know, hey, I want to go, dedicate some time to help run a blood drive, or go to one of the charities that we support a lot is PATH, People Assisting the Homeless. And I want to go work in their kitchen to help put food on the table for some of these residents of that facility. And we'll pay them for their time at their normal rates, just because we care about, not only do we care about the community, we care about the causes that our employees care about. We have some rules, we have some limits on that. We ask that it not be anything political or religious, just because we're not trying to start any controversy. We're just trying to give back to our community. And they're still welcome to support those causes on their own time, but just not basically on the company time. Everyone has figured that was fair. The other thing that we do for charity is 3 to 4 times a year, we close down the office, and anyone who wants to come, they don't have to, can come to can join us as we do some sort of charitable work for the community. So again, People Assisting the Homeless, we did a day where we worked in the kitchens all together. We ran a charity golf tournament for the Priority Center. We have done some work for Fostering Unity, which is they support foster parents mostly in Los Angeles, but also in rest of Southern California. So we do a number of charity things that we just finished a clothing drive for Working Wardrobes. A lot of things we do within the community, and we invite our staff to not only take part, but help us think about what future causes we should support. And we work with them. We get the ideas from the staff. So again, it's about showing that you value the staff and showing the staff that what they care about matters to you.
Wow, no, I love this, Andrew, and knowing you, the other thing I hear that I think, I hope people are picking up on is, a lot of these things that you're offering, you've just started because they were of interest to you, right? You and Laura love pets, and you thought, we want to take care of our pets. Other people probably want to take care of their pets. You said, hey, we like supporting local charities. Maybe other people want to do that. And so that may be a great place to start, is just thinking about what are the needs that you have as a human being in your workplace. And then, start asking your staff, right? Engaging them, right? That's the whole point of engagement, is have conversations and say, what do you think if we did this? And that may lead to some incredible results. And so you're listening to the Dental Wealth Nation show. We're talking with Andrew Phillips, co-founder of the Phillips Group, one of the dental accounting firms out there, one of the top dental accounting firms. And we're really talking about employee engagement today. Andrew has been named one of the best places, not Andrew himself, but the Phillips Group has been named one of the best places to work by Inc. magazine. And we're diving into some of the strategies and tactics that you can use in your office to build even more employee engagement. And so, Andrew, as we talk through this, what are some of the benefits, right? Aside from the monetary and productivity, how has it made you and Laura feel to have a more engaged workforce?
Well, that goes back to kind of what we said in the beginning, the desire to build this amazing life of significance. And so in our journey in our never-ending journey to accomplish that. And when I say never-ending, because you're always trying to do better, to build yourself. We have found that in doing so, when we give back to, whether it's the community or to our staff, to our families, it just kind of leaves you with this feeling of that you've done something well. And it's not a huge thing, but we like to take care of people. It's just something that we've always done, and something that I know that Laura is passionate about. Something that I'm passionate about is taking care of the community, and so and about businesses. Businesses can be better than the idea, the corporate mentality that people seem to have, and so it feels great to take care of people, and to know that even though sometimes you get frustrated at work, but to know that in general, people like coming to your office. They like working for you. They consider you a good boss. It feels great. And so even if you just take one little step just to get started on that path, knowing that it's a path, it's going to take some time. You're going to have some hiccups. You're going to stumble a little bit. But once you get going, it becomes a lot easier. It's like riding a bike. When you ride it very slowly, you fall over a lot. But once you get going, you pick up speed, then you're really cruising, and nothing, even if you get bumped a little bit, you'll be fine. And so, but you just have to start pedaling. And once you do, you'll feel like you'll feel this kind of almost like a weight lifted as you're just helping people build their own amazing lives of significance.
Wow, no, such powerful stuff, Andrew. Thank you for that, and what a way to make an impact. And in this journey of building employee engagement and really building that engaged workforce, have you had some big aha moments or even little aha moments where you really all of a sudden like something clicked and you're like, yeah, this is what I want to do, because your passion for this just shines. And I wonder if there's a point somewhere in the last couple of years where just something clicked and you said, I want to do more of this, and here's why.
It's really in all of our team meetings when we're talking to the staff and we're going over revenues and other things of how things are adding to, not to my bottom line, but to the company's bottom line, and how that flows to the staff, and seeing in their eyes when we just talked talked recently about the number of the value of the vacation reimbursement that they can expect this year. It was far larger than they were expecting, and they were thrilled. And so just seeing that in their eyes, thinking like as the wheels are turning of where can I go, how can I spend this money that's available to me, it just feels good. And so I can't think of any one particular time, because we're doing this on a constant basis.
Wow.
Where it's constantly reaffirming our decision to really focus and concentrate on employee engagement. Every time we have a staff meeting, every time we say, "Hey, I appreciate you," and they look at you and I just know they appreciate me too, for trying. And so I can't pinpoint any one particular time.
Well, and actually, it just sounds like it's become part of your culture now, which is what's wonderful, right? It's an everyday occurrence because it's been woven into the fabric of the Phillips Group at this point.
Exactly. Yeah.
So as you look forward and you look out, are there some emerging trends or innovations in employee engagement that you're excited about or that you see on the horizon?
Well, that's another thing. That's where I look at. That's where I look at the big companies. For me to track those trends is really hard, because I'm just looking at Gallup. I'm looking at other polls, Inc. magazine. What are some companies? What are companies doing? And let them handle the trial and error, and then I see what their successes are, and I take that. And so I don't want to reinvent the wheel here. So the best way to see what's out on the horizon is to do a little bit of research. Give me a call, because I've been kind of following this for some time, but it's really just this focus on caring about what the employee cares about. And so sometimes they want to, whether it's animals, or it's the homeless, or it's underprivileged children, or it's wealth distribution. There are a number of causes, and that to me has been the biggest benefit of caring about what they care about. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just their own family, and then you're looking at it from the perspective of, okay, they're struggling to want to be philanthropic because they're struggling at home. And so, okay, so how do we focus on them and their home and their families? And so, but what it all boils down to is the idea of caring and making it a point to care about what they care about.
Wow. No, such good stuff, Andrew. And, before we sign off here, any closing thoughts or encouragement that you would have for our listeners out there today?
Um, honestly, just get started. Just get started researching. Take a day, an afternoon, go sit on a hammock in your backyard with a pen and paper, no cell phone, no tablet, no electronics, nothing to distract you, and just daydream. My job at the Phillips Group, Chief Growth Officer, I'm the chief daydreamer. My job is to help us grow by being that visionary aspect. And the only way to do that sometimes is to separate yourself from all of the distractions and really think about what matters to you at the different points in your life, because your employees are at different points in their lives, and how can build a list of problems, and then how can you tackle those problems? And
Wow.
sometimes you're gonna write down something and you're gonna be like, wow, I'm gonna have to be a Fortune 500 company to afford that. That's okay. Put that one on the back burner and look for the little ones that you can handle right now. But just get started and just take that time for it to matter.
Wow. Now, I love that you brought up daydreaming, because I think this gets ignored so often, especially by very successful
Hmm.
entrepreneurs in the field and business owners. Is we think we don't have time for daydreaming. We've just got to operate the business and run the business. And we fail to actually allow our minds time to quiet down from the noise of running the business day to day, to actually figure out, wait, how can we actually improve this? So I think that's such a powerful, powerful lesson. And if you're listening, I would encourage you to do exactly what Andrew said. Take some time to daydream. And once again, Andrew, you said get rid of the cell phones and the tablets, right? We
Yep.
need some quiet so that those great ideas that are already inside of you actually have space to bubble up to the surface. Because the
Exactly.
answers, I believe, are often inside of us. We're just too
Hmm.
busy running around, and we've got so much noise that we miss them sometimes. So, what a powerful
Exactly.
reminder, Andrew. Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's just something that's been, it's been something that's been so important to me, which is, like I said, working on the business versus working in the business. And
Yeah.
like you said, so many dentalpreneurs are always trying to work in the business. But sometimes when you take that step back to work on the business, to eliminate the distractions and just to think, like you said, the answer, they already know the answer. They just haven't had a chance to really pull that out and distill that, and to see it clearly.
Yeah.
So I think we're in complete agreement there.
So, Andrew, how can we get in touch with you if we have questions on this? If we want to implement some of these in our healthcare practices, how can we reach you?
Great question. So we are a very transparent company. All of our services, pricing, everything, contact information, everything is on our website because we like the idea of very transparent business. And so I would encourage anyone to check out our website, phillipsgrouptax.com. And they can learn all about us directly from that. They can learn about our team. They can learn about our services. They can learn about what we do and sometimes don't do for our staff. Excuse me, and for our clients. And so that would be number one, the first step. They're also welcome, to reach out to me directly or to the office, just by calling our office, 714-667-2311. It's super easy. And we can just, maybe they're not the type who they care about getting on a website and looking at that. They just want to talk to someone. Get it. Totally get it. Give us a call. Happy to have a conversation. So there's a number of different ways that we can speak with people. It's up to them and what is most convenient for them.
Wow. Well, Andrew, hey, thank you for sharing so generously with us and really helping us think about employee engagement from a different perspective, and realizing this is something you can implement in your practice, whether you've got a massive budget or no budget at all, right? Every business
Mm.
is able to do this if you just think a little bit creatively. And if you do that, you're going to build an even more engaged workforce that's going to serve your clients and your patients even better. So thank you for making and building an amazing life of significance. You've certainly done it. It's been fun watching your growth throughout the years, and I know the best is ahead for you.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that.
And for everyone listening, hey, thank you for tuning in. And I would encourage you, get out there and just implement one of these ideas. And you're going to see some incredible results among your staff and your employees. And you're going to be on that road to building an amazing life of significance quicker and with less effort than you ever thought possible. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again here soon on the Dental Wealth Nation Show.
You've been listening to Dental Wealth Nation. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from the show. Join us next time as we pull back the curtain to reveal the often hidden advice and strategies used by today's most successful individuals and families, and help maximize your net worth so you can take even better care of the people you love. Till next time, make sure to hit the website at dentalwealthnation.com.